Welcome to Deco Guide, the only app designed to help you navigate your college and career journey in the quickest and most affordable way. This podcast is brought to you by EdTechWity, dedicated to opening doors to higher education and career opportunities for all.
What's up, everyone? It's Professor Gene. I'm kicking it here with Dr. Abe, another counselor that's been around the community college system for many years. So, Dr. Abe, welcome.
Hey, Guy. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? How are you doing, Professor G?
Oh, hanging in there, man. But listen, today we need to cover something really important. We're about a month into the semester, okay? And this, everyone, audience, parents, students, wannabe students, etc. What happens in the semester is that when you start a semester, whether it's you're starting in the fall, you're starting in the spring, you're starting summer, and remember, community colleges are open access, so you can kind of start any semester, right? So let's assume we're starting in fall. When you start the semester in fall, you might be super excited. But what happens is about a month or two into the semester, all of a sudden you start seeing tons of people drop out, okay? That first day of school, classroom's full. Second week, classroom's still kind of full. A month in, all of a sudden 10, 20 people are gone, from that classroom that had 40 people in it, right? As the semester goes on, there's less and less people in that classroom, right? And so Dr. Abe, you run a program called Puente. And Puente has its own classes, but you guys don't see as big a dropout rate as regular classes of students that are just, kind of out there trying to do their own. What are some of the things that you tell students or that your program teaches students about the system to keep them enrolled longer?
Yeah, being the Puente program coordinator, I think for us is really instrumental that students get the one-on-one before they even start the classes. So what I do
one-on-one with who?
So one-on-one with me, myself, the counselor, the coordinator.
Okay.
So they meet with me. I kind of let them know about the expectations of what it is to go to college. I do like an orientation with them in which they're taught, high school versus college, differing, the difference really between both of the institutions, the high school, the K-12 and community colleges. Mm-hmm. So they kind of have some idea what to expect going into the classes, the community college. So
that's something special, dude. That because most students, and I would say like 90% of the population, don't get that one-on-one conversation with someone like you to prepare you mentally, right? It's a lot of mental and emotional preparation to then go into the college system. Like you said, there's a huge difference from high school expectations to college expectations. I mean, it's night and day, right? And so that's some of the things you talk to your students about, right? And we'll get into a couple details in that in a second. What else do you kind of share with them so that they can build that resiliency, right? Because it does take a resilient person to navigate these systems. What else do you include in that conversation?
Yeah, so then I also kind of bring a little bit about their background, where they're coming from, mm-hmm. and kind of explore a little bit of that, because I feel like that kind of sets the tone as to why they're there, right? I think kind of, bring a little bit back to, because we include a lot of ethnic, cultural sort of, in our case, kind of, we call it cultural responsive pedagogy, right? That's our terminology. But we really kind of infuse a little bit of the family structure in there. So, for example, with Puente, we have Puente Familias that we built in each of the class. So there's a group, there's a class that's 35 students, but then we group them into familias about 5. So that
groups of 5 students of the Puente students, right?
The Puente students. Okay. So that really helps out when the student's trying to, let's say, how you brought up earlier, students not feeling well or students might be thinking about dropping. By week number 4 or 5, they already know each other very tight and they're Puente Familia, that they reach out to each other.
You put your students that are in your program into these groups of 5, right? To get them to know each other better, right? To help each other out when things get tough, because things are gonna get tough, right?
Yeah.
Let's be real. There's an 80% dropout rate out of California community colleges. I mean, it's high. And some people say, oh, Mauricio, that's too high. Professor G, that's too high. Okay, how about a 70% dropout rate? Is that any better? You're losing 7 to 10, 8 to 10 students. So I don't care what it's high. It's way over half. And it's usually not the student. It's the system. It pushes you out. It isolates you and it pushes you out. I mean, I've been doing this for 22 years. I've seen over 100,000 students. I see it all day. That the system, because of its dysfunction, right, causes people to feel like you're this big. You know what I mean? And if you don't have friends, right, you don't have homies, you don't have a gang. So you ineffectively are helping them build this little gang, right, of students that could then become you're more resilient as a group than if you are alone.
Exactly.
Right.
That's how you build community. You know,
exactly,
on campus, in the classroom, within the program. Yep.
So your goal is through Puente, which Puente means bridge. It's a bridge program. Is to keep people together and moving through the system. And the goal is graduation, right? The goal is we need to get you to earn your degree. We need to get you to transfer to university. Whatever your goal is, that's the goal of Puente, is that we're going to help you get to the finish line. Because like I said, we're doing 70, 80% dropout rates, right? So your program is critical, especially for the Latino population, to help make it through. So it's clear one of your tactics is not only meet with them individually. That's kind of the first thing, right? Bringing them in, doing an orientation, kind of showing them, hey, there's some landmines here, there's some grenades here, there's some things that, explode in your face, if you're not ahead of them. It also sounds like you set them up into these little groups of Familia to be able to survive and help each other. Wow, that's already a lot, right? That's already what most students don't get.
Yeah, and then that same little group, we collaborate with the Raza Center. The Raza Center has peer mentors. Each of the peer mentors is assigned to be part of that Familia. So there's this person, the student assistant that already has gone through the process and is mentoring that group still.
So now there's more connections with people who work at the campus and know the different rules and the different strategies, right, to survive that campus. And you'll hear me always talking about survival because, if we had amazing success rates, I wouldn't use the word survival. But we have terrible success rates as a system, right? And I don't care if, and another thing is you'll hear this, our enrollment is up. Our enrollment that's a lie. Right? What do I mean when I say that's a lie? Your enrollment might be up, but your completion rate sucks. It doesn't matter if we get more heads into the classroom. If we can't graduate them, then you're not doing a good job. You know what I mean? Because the goal is we need to graduate them and move them into the workforce. Right? That's the ultimate goal. That's the main reason you should be even going to college, is you're raising your skills to earn some kind of certificate or degree and then move into the workforce, right? But we're doing a terrible job as a system doing that. But there's these breath of fresh air like Puente, right? That brings in low-income students, right? Primarily Latino students in your program to move them through that pipeline to erase that 70, 80% dropout rate of Puente students. Now, I got to ask you, Abe, how well do you do? What percentage of your students that go through a program like yours make it out at the end?
I've seen it where students, every academic year, it varies, but the most, and that does about 5 years or so. But I have had about I've had about two to three students drop, but that's the most I've ever seen. It's typically only been one. Wow. Typically every year we see one student, and usually that's because of your personal, there was one, for example, last year, the student dropped because transportation. They live very far. They want to be part of this program, but they were 18 yet, and they were still learning how to drive. Gotcha. So that was one of the things that kind of they're coming from Lodi, actually, from Lodi to Sacramento. They chose to go to Sac City over CRC or Delta College. So it varies from year to year, but the most that I've seen drop was has been 2 or 3.
So then
That's
your
it.
success rate for your group of students, because you obviously Puente's not in the whole campus. It's a cohort of students. Whatever you bring in, the students you bring in, would you say you have a 80-90% success rate?
Oh yeah,
with them?
yeah.
And it's because of all these different interventions you guys do, right? You make sure you meet with them initially. You make sure you put them into these small, I'm going to call them gangs, these small familia gangs, right? To ensure that they can help each other. And then what else do you guys do to help keep them in school?
Yeah, so we meet as faculty once a week. So for example, we meet on Wednesdays. And faculty meaning like me being the coordinator is there. We have an English instructor. We have a math instructor. And we have like a Puente SPA, a student personal assistant. So we meet every week. We discuss what's going on in the classroom. And then also from there, we're talking about case scenarios in terms of what's happening with students. So for example, if the student's not submitting their essay in English, then we bring them up. We bring up the student name, and then we tell the peer mentor, who's part of the Familia, to start talking to the student. And then if they need discussion appointment with the counselor, they come to discussion appointment with me.
Got it.
Or for example, if they're constantly being late to class, or if they're just leaving early. Because one thing we do is we track the student. Every single student in our program counts. So we're tracking them, each one of them. We're tracking everything from their assignments being submitted, from them leaving class early or coming in late to class. Everything's being tracked.
Got it. And then you have a team of people. Yes, the intervention, the follow-ups. That what I say is, when you get to college, you're gonna feel like no one gives a shit about you. Just throwing it out there. You're gonna feel that if you're alone in college, you're trying this. Say you're a first-generation college student, you're not in these special programs or anything like that, and you're just trying to do this on your own. You're gonna feel eventually like no one gives a shit about you. I just gotta say it. Okay, that's what triggers a lot of this. You know what? College isn't for me attitude, right? And once you start feeling that way, it's only a matter of time before you drop out. What I'm hearing is you guys know that. so you guys do all these other things to show the person that you've accepted into the Puente program that you actually give a shit about them, right? You're tracking them, you're calling them, you're meeting with the staff to say, hey, anyone see any issues with any of our students? Hey, why don't you reach out to them, Dr. Abe? Hey, get the specialist to reach out to them. Have a conversation, send an email, something so that person feels like, wow, I'm not alone in this journey, right? And there's people who give a shit about me. And at this point, the staff seem to give a shit about me. And so I'm going to probably start listening to them more. Right. And I think that is exactly what your program is doing, is it's showing people you care. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's bring it down. Let's simplify it for everybody. Right. Is
like great customer service, constantly reaching out. They don't pick up the phone, follow up the text message, And typically it's not like our personal cell phone numbers, but we create Google numbers and we text the students. And I think that makes it a little bit more personalized. Than leaving a voicemail than doing an email is more personalized because it seems like very intentional outreach to the student.
Let's be real. If you're not in a program like this, okay, and you're a regular student trying to do this on your own, okay, I already know the answer to this, but do you know the answer to this? Is if I'm a student doing this alone, how many times do you think the college is going to email me?
Yeah,
they're not.
They're not. Zero.
They're not. Zero. How many times do you think someone at the college, if you're not in these special programs, right? How many times someone at the college is going to call you?
Zero.
They're not. And students come in with this false expectation, right? That, oh, I'm a college student. Oh, they love me. They're going to call me. They're going to help me overcome obstacles. I have to be the one in general counseling saying, hey, listen, don't expect a phone call. I hate to tell you, do not wait by the phone waiting for the college to call you, because no one's ever going to call you. Do not wait on your email, waiting for someone to email. No one's going to email you.
It's not high school.
It's not high school. Exactly. This is not mandatory.
Yeah. Right.
The difference between this and high school is what I try to remind students is, look, in high school, the law says that school has got to do everything in its power to graduate you. Okay. So in high school, if you're messing up, someone's going to call you. Someone's going to send a letter to your house. Someone's going to, try and reach out. They're going to try. Okay. That's about as far as it goes. Because the law says that once high school's over, there is no law that requires the schools to educate you at the college level. Zero. And so you need to know that going into any college or university, that they're probably not going to call or email me ever. If you're not on it, you're going to get left behind. And that's what causes this massive dropout rate in our student population. But luckily, there's programs like yours. There's special small program. Now, unfortunately, they don't cover all students, but you as a student need to look for these types of programs like Puente. There's another program called EOPS, Extended Opportunity Programs and Services, right? That does also similar services, but also tries to kind of, keep you interested by showing that they care. Disabled student programs and services for students with disabilities, whether they're invisible disabilities, physical disabilities, learning disabilities, etc., behavioral disabilities, they can help you as well, and they'll provide additional services to keep you motivated and surviving this journey. Excuse me. There's the MESA program, the Math, Engineering, Science Achievement Program, that does something similar, but it depends on the funding, right? Some programs do a lot more than others, etc., the way they're set up. You can be a part of more than one program, and if you are, your odds of surviving start to go up a lot, right? And so as a student, if you're listening to this and you're alone and you're not in any of those programs, you need to look at your student services website, right? Go to your campus website, type in student services, see what's out there, start applying to all of those, and follow up. You apply, you follow up, because remember, don't wait for an email. Right? Don't wait for a phone call. And so there's things you can do to kind of improve your odds of graduating with a certificate, associate's degree, or even transferring to the university. Now, Abe, I think your program focuses a lot on transfer, I believe, right? Tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, quite a bit. So within our program, one of the goals that I have for the students is making sure that all of them obviously graduate and transfer, particularly if they're envisioning going to a four-year campus. I let them know, I teach them about the transfer process and how complicated it could be for a student, general ed, major, etc.
So you guys are actually teaching them the process of transfer,
because they're part of the human career development class, the HCD class, and I modified the class in terms of making it transfer ready. Make sure they're aware.
Because you want them getting bachelor's degrees. You guys, because we know the more degrees you get, the more income you could potentially make, and the better career options you have, right? The bigger and more career options that you have. So you guys actually have a class that's part of your program.
Exactly. And it's really, part of the class is talks about the transfer process and, and everything that involves all of that. But also another piece about transfer that we do is taking on campus visits. So do an extensive number of, campuses throughout the state, and we visit, throughout the year.
Give me an example.
So for example, in the spring semester, we take them out to SoCal.
Southern California. So from Sacramento, you take them to Southern California.
To Southern California, we visit a, CSU campus over there. For example, this past spring, we went to CSU Long Beach. Visit that campus. We went to UCLA, and then we usually hit like a private school. Perhaps it might be like USC, to kind of know that
University of Southern California, to expose them, to show them that, hey, even though you guys have been in Sacramento most of your lives, right, there's other opportunities that you guys can check out. And just knowing and physically going, I'm sure it opens the eyes of a lot of people, like, wow, I can actually be here, right, in a few semesters or whatever, if I complete this transfer thing.
Yeah. And then we visit local campuses too, such as Sac State, UC Davis. We go out to UC Berkeley, because our Puente headquarters are usually Berkeley, so we always go out there at least once a year. And in some local, universities that are private, such as Pacific, we kind of explore that a little bit. We go to Stanford, but since we're out there in Stanford, we work our way down and we go to San Jose State as well. So we try to make the most out of it. For example, that University of the Pacific campus tour, we first go to UC Merced. Go to Merced, then we come back down to Stockton at Pacific. So we try to make the most out of it, knowing that there might be some nearby campuses around the area.
Got it. So in a nutshell, if you're a student or if you're a parent of a student and it's about a month into the semester, okay, it's time to start asking yourself questions or start asking your child, your adult kid questions, right? Like, are you involved in any programs? Puentes, a potential program they can be involved in. EOPS, they could potentially be involved in. Are you involved in any programs that exist at the college? And if you're not, we need to get you to apply to programs, right? So again, starts with maybe the website of the college, student services, start seeing everything that they offer, campus services and student services, okay? So a tip for survival is within that first month, let's try to connect the student to something, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be a program, whether it be a club, because remember that social part you guys do. Sometimes clubs, right? I know when I was in college, I joined the Mecha Club, the Movimiento Estudiantil Chicano de Aztlán. That club,
yeah,
because I showed up to a meeting, and clubs are free. So I showed up to a meeting. I quickly realized, like, oh my God, I feel good here. I feel like I can say things here. I feel like I'm being seen, right? That one club did also do a lot for me to stay in school because I had that social network, kind of like your familias, right? The five familia. It's the same concept, right? Is if there's others there that you connect with, your survival rate skyrockets.
So, for example, we do have a Puente Club. We have a Puente Club that's part of the program, but because, we're limited to about 35 students, we can't accept everyone. We could accept you. We can accept everyone on the Puente Club side.
Oh, got it. So that club would be much larger for club activities, and then the program is much smaller because of the funding limitations.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it. So tips, right? Connect. You gotta connect. You as a person, if you feeling like you're this big and you're isolated now, you need to make an appointment, right? So first things first, try to get in to see any counselor you can. Okay, that's the first thing. Is if you're not part of a program, you're not part of a club, you need to make a counseling appointment. Okay, ask around, ask your friends. I even tell students, check ratemyprofessor.com. It's better than nothing, right? Oh, check someone's ratings, see what's there, find someone and be persistent about it. You're going to get blocked a lot. You're going to try and make an appointment. They're going to say, oh, they're not available. And then talk to someone else and try to make an appointment. And sooner or later, you'll figure out how to get in. Okay, go see someone. I mean, I still do time at Sacramento City College, and I see this all day. And my best specialty is getting people to understand how to survive, right? So if you can make an appointment with me, go ahead and do it. We just launched our appointment scheduling feature on Techo Guide. So download our app and you'll be able to now access calendars of some of our advisors to have a conversation for free. It's just really talking about how do I survive this place and how do I maximize my opportunities? So we're doing what we can to provide you that kind of advice, especially if you're feeling isolated already. And that's the first trigger that you as a student need to be like, okay, I need to do something because I can feel the system starting to push me out. And here's the thing that I tell students often is the system isn't going to blame itself. It's going to blame you. It's this psychological thing that happens is all of a sudden you left school and you feel it's like your fault that you failed. No. I want to take that away from your brain.
Yes.
It is not you that failed. It's the system failed you. Okay. And so now you got to come back and understand how the system works. And that's what we do. We teach you how it works, whether it's Puente with Dr. Abe at Sacramento City College or whether it's Techo Guide. Right? We teach you how the system works so that you understand how to navigate that. And so before we end today, Abe, give me a success story. Give me a story. You have thousands of stories. I know you do about someone that went through Puente that you met when they were really green, like green, feeling like they weren't gonna make it, and just it's overwhelming, this college thing, and walk us through kind of what that person went through and what you know about them now.
Yeah, so I when I first started Puente, there was a student that she was a single parent actually, and this student really started off doing stuff.
So she was older then. She came in at what age to you?
Okay, I believe she was like 24. So she's adult learner student, a single parent when she first came to me. And although her vision initially her vision wasn't to transfer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And initially, her vision was like, I'm just here, want to do something quick, perhaps get a certificate, maybe cosmetology. And
cutting hair, okay. The beauty industry,
yeah. So we'll see.
Which is a great career, but in this particular case, let's see what happened. Go ahead.
So then, we kind of, do an ed plan with the student. We saw that she might do a little bit more help with her English. So first we could like a couple of ESL classes here and there. And then, a year goes by, she sees me again. She goes, you know what? I did very well. Let's go ahead and get me to the next year of classes. So then I get her into the Puente program because by then she's, she has English. She can do English 300 or English C1000, now it's called that. And then we get her into the program, and then we start exposing her to four-year campuses. We start because everything we kind of talk about in Puente is really graduation and transfer. Right.
So she's hearing those messages, right? Even though she's on this path, she's hearing from everyone about these other options. Okay.
And she took the introductory class for cosmetology, but she's not in the program yet. But rather, she chose to enroll into Puente. It's her second year. She's in Puente now, and then we get her kind of prepared for that. She takes one class in sociology. She really likes it, and then she comes back to me. She goes, this is my major. This is what I want to do. Boom, boom. Long story short, she will have her in the path for the associate degree for transfer in ADT out to Sacramento State for a bachelor's degree in sociology.
Wow.
Now the student right now is over there at Sac State studying sociology. Again
at the university level.
Now her child is like five or six. Mm-hmm. So it's not as challenging perhaps as it was in the beginning when your child is like 1 or 2.
Right, because the kid's not in school.
Right.
Once the kid goes to school, it frees you up.
Mm-hmm. So, she's at the 4th year, getting the bachelor's degree.
Yeah. And see,
it's very different. Right? It went from initially what you wanted, cosmetology, to now wanting, to pursue sociology, bachelor's degree at the 4th year. Yeah.
That's a perfect example of someone that's coming in. You kind of think you kind of have like this path. And then because you're in this environment called college, right, or community college, and then she lucked out and got into some programs, right, like Puente, that are, teaching you new things, exposing you to other people with other goals, teaching you like, hey, you can do whatever you want. If you want to do this, we'll help you do that. If you want to do this, we'll help you do that. And it's totally okay to change your major because you're evolving. The more information you take in,
regardless of your age, she's 24. You don't have to be 18 or anything.
Mm-hmm. And so now, she made life decisions that says, "Hey, I'm gonna go on to the university. I want more, right? I want now that I understand the system to transfer process, etc. It's not as intimidating as I originally thought, right? Because a lot of times and I know I did it myself, is you deal with a lot of education trauma from high school, right? Or from your life, right? I never believed I could do this. I never believed I could do that. And it wasn't until I myself ended up in a community college. And again, a program like EOPS and a club like Mecha got me to think different. And once you believe you can do it, you can do it. And so it's all a matter about exposure and guidance, right? Exposure and guidance. And those are the things we focus on here at Techo Guide. Exposure and guidance. We're going to tell you about it. And if you want to do it, we're going to guide you to it. So, Dr. Abe, keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't stop. you're helping address that critical dropout rate, right? You guys are there to dropout prevention, basically, to make sure that these people can also get higher paying jobs and move up in their career wherever they want to go, right? So good luck to your student. Hope to see a bachelor's degree graduation story. Hope to hear that from you one day that student finally finished. And I'm sure you hit up all the graduations, because you're that type of guy where you're going to these types of graduations when students invite you to them.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Abe, for the time, and we'll catch you at the next conversation.
I appreciate the invite. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into Teco Guide, the app focused on bringing you tools and content to help you make better decisions about school, life, and career. We hope this episode has inspired you to pursue and excel in your own educational and career journey. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share.